Phil Robertson. He's Deputy Director of Human Rights Watch in Asia. Phil Robertson, always good to speak with you. Let's just pick up on what Dave was saying there about the sort of muted response from regional leaderships. Are you surprised that there hasn't been wider condemnation from countries neighboring Myanmar?
No, because ASEAN is frankly hopeless when it comes to dealing with human rights issues. They're going to treat this as an internal matter, as Dave was mentioning. The situation is going to require real pressure from North America and Europe and other countries with significant economic engagement in the country of Myanmar in order to actually do something. Myanmar is going to rely on some of its neighbors to basically defend them in international forums in a way that is, frankly, unacceptable. This just shows the sort of lack of political principles connected to democracy and human rights that prevails in the Southeast Asia region.
And what about the people of Myanmar? Unfortunately, they're very accustomed to living under military dictatorship. As our guest Mon was saying, people are out buying food and making sure they have enough to eat for the next few days. How are they going to be responding to what's going on among the political classes?
Well, it's pretty clear that the people of Myanmar are going to be quite angry about this. They gave a landslide victory to Aung San Suu Kyi in the National League for Democracy, and the military basically just tore it up. That's outrageous and unacceptable, and I expect that we will see reaction from the people of Myanmar. The fact that Aung San Suu Kyi is calling for them to resist this coup indicates that this is not going to be done with quickly. The fact is that the government has long had great suspicions about the military's real interests here and whether they were undermining democracy all along. And the answer today is yes, they have been. And yes, they will continue to do so. And so it's going to really, I think, come to the international community supporting the Democrats of Myanmar, including with possible economic sanctions or other actions that will really return Myanmar back to, unfortunately, its pariah status that it enjoyed before 2010, when it was a pure military dictatorship.
Well, those sanctions have been suggested, I think, already by the State Department in the US. But I wonder if you can just pass a little bit of Ms. Suu Kyi's statement. She said that she wants people to respond and to oppose it, but not to take to the streets. There's a difficulty there, isn't there, in trying to show an uprising without actually being on the streets and showing your anger?
Well, I think what they're trying to do is negotiate to figure out whether there's any possibility to try to walk this back through discussions. I think that ultimately there may be people that go onto the street. It's people's right to peacefully protest, and it is people's right to express their opinions. We're concerned, however, that we're going to see a larger crackdown on not only the opposition political party, not only the ruling political party, the National League for Democracy, but also civil society groups, human rights groups, environmental groups, and others who have been critical of the military in the past. It is a very, very real possibility of coming retaliation by the military because they've been keeping a close eye on who's saying what about them.
Absolutely. Okay, concerning situation in Myanmar. Phil Robertson from Human Rights Watch. Appreciate your time.